a world where Toy Story rules apply and all of our toys become sentient. Let's explore how this bizarre shift could cause chaos for our world and be a disaster for humanity. Let's start at the beginning. One day, it's discovered that every toy is actually a sentient being with its own thoughts and emotions. Perhaps at first, the toys would attempt to keep this a secret, but everyday situations and the presence of cameras would soon expose this new truth. This revelation would completely upend our understanding of morality, sentience, and social norms. The pressing question becomes, how would humanity cope with the realization that every object with a face is a living entity? In this new reality, toys could be employed or exploited in ways previously unimagined. Envision giant toys being harnessed for heavy lifting, space exploration, or deep-sea missions. Their lack of need for oxygen makes them ideal candidates for tasks deemed impossible by humans. However, the sheer number of toys complicates matters. With an average child interacting with around 100 toys in their lifetime, and some of us having played with many more, we're looking at an astounding 800 billion toys. This massive population presents significant implications, such as a wave of new laws and regulations. Imagine toy representatives advocating for their own housing, fair compensation, and appropriate transportation. Legal systems would need to redefine property rights and consider the ethical treatment of toys. Would it be considered slavery to own a toy, or would they be granted similar rights to humans? There would also be risks of exploitation. Toys could be used as a cheap labour due to their non-biological needs. How would society adapt to accommodating such a unique sentient group? Now let's consider a darker scenario where toys, given their durability and numbers, might become a formidable force. Some can endure fire, radiation, and even reassemble themselves. With their vast numbers and resilience, could they potentially initiate a conflict, or even an all-out war against humanity? If toys were to rise up, their low maintenance and large numbers would make them a significant threat, and they would come in all shapes and sizes, from action figures, robots, monsters, or even toy tanks. Sky's the limit when it comes to variety. The potential for an uprising would be a real possibility. Another layer of complexity arises when considering the possibility of romantic relationships between humans and toys. If toys possess sentience and emotions, it stands to reason that they could develop romantic feelings. How would society perceive and regulate these relationships? Would they be accepted or stigmatized? And what legal status would such unions hold? Could a human marry a toy? These are questions that would need to be addressed. Another intriguing question is whether toys are only sentient when actively played with, as suggested in the Toy Story universe. If this is the case, how often must a toy be played with to maintain consciousness? Could humans just stop paying attention in order to turn them back into lifeless objects? If toys require human interactions to be sentient, it could lead to unusual experiments and ethical dilemmas. Now consider the cultural impact. Movies, TV shows, and books might change their portrayal of toys entirely. Children's playtime would become a deeply philosophical and moral exercise. Parents would need to teach their kids about the responsibilities of owning a sentient toy, creating a new dynamic in family life. In the end, a world where Toy Story rules apply would be a whirlwind of chaos. But what do you think? Would it be a utopia or a disaster? Leave a comment below and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. As always, don't forget to stay critical, and that's the end of the show.